All right, let's do it.
The Dogs Podcast.
Good morning, Matt.
Good morning, Katie.
How are you today?
I'm doing well. How are you?
Good.
Dogs at dawn.
Dogs at dawn. Coffee in hand.
Coffee and, well, my coffee was drank already, but yes.
A decaf, might I add.
Might you add. Full calf for me.
Oh, yeah?
In my dog's coffee mug, which I bought on our merch
your
website.
I took
which
it down,
we took
though.
it down. Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm
so
the
you
only.
can't buy the
I
mug
have the
right now.
one and only one. We're restructuring
Actually, Mike
it.
has one, too.
I have the one and only two.
One of two.
One of two coffee mugs. So we'll get that back up. We just need to. We need a new style.
Yeah, we need a restyle.
I like it though. It's good for camping, but not much else.
Yeah. So we're working on that for you guys. But merch is up. Merch is out.
Up. Yeah, it is, baby.
It is making a splash.
It really is. It's really across the nation too. Nationwide. Keep sending us pictures of you and your merch.
Yeah. Fun.
It's making our little days.
Making our days.
Yeah.
Matt, what's your favorite item that you have?
The favorite item that I have has to be my hat, I would say.
Yeah, you're wearing that hat
I'm wearing
right
it
now.
right now. It's just a good hat.
It seems pretty good quality. Like the embroidery seems nice.
Logo looks good.
Mm-hmm.
I just think it's a good looking hat. It's also like a dad hat, and that's my style of hat. That's what I like.
I don't think I realized that about you.
That's my style. So thanks.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't have the hat. I don't look good in hats, but I do look good in the Dogs After Dark sweatshirt.
Nice. Yeah, it's a good sweatshirt.
That's my new jam. It's so soft.
Yeah.
It's like a baby's bottom in that sweatshirt.
Yeah. Love that
and
for
it's
you.
like a good thickness. Like it's not too thick. It's not like satin.
Yeah, good for a Dogs at Dawn episode.
Yeah.
When you're sipping your coffee.
Right.
The brisk spring morning.
Mm-hmm. Perfect for that.
Perfect for that. So here we are, episode 11, merch in hand.
Mm-hmm.
Any corrections from last episode?
What was the last one?
The last one was March Madness. Not that I've seen.
Yeah, I don't know. I think it was perfect once again.
I don't know if people are just being nice at this point.
Actually, I feel like I remember something.
A habit for Loyola.
Oh, yeah, that's what it was.
Yeah, shout out Nicole.
Nicole Bergamo.
One of our Philadelphian listeners.
Mm-hmm.
What a nun wears is
or a sister.
Sister is a habit.
Mm-hmm. Not a cloak.
Not a cloak, not a little sister outfit, I think is how I put it. So, yeah, it's a habit.
Yeah, so thanks, Nicole, for keeping us honest there.
keeping it real.
Mm-hmm.
All right, well, let's tee this up, huh?
Yeah, what are we doing today?
So today, well, first of all, I just want to say it's Master Sunday. So to all those who watch golf, enjoy the day.
I did. I was watching a little yesterday, actually.
I haven't
My
really watched
little boy Rory looking hot out there.
Yeah, he's up for it right now.
Mm-hmm.
He's in the mix for sure.
Wait, how long does the Masters last? Like how long?
I think it's from Thursday to Sunday, right?
Oh, so it's today's
the last day. Yeah,
oh.
And I think a couple people are 11 under right now, so it's like neck and neck.
Oh.
Yeah, so we'll see. This episode isn't about golf at all.
No, it's not.
We're going back-to-back basketball episodes here in honor of the NBA season winding down before the playoffs. I think there's only a couple games left. We're doing an early NBA eras episode. Mm-hmm. The humble beginnings. Some of the early dogs from those first 10 years in the NBA's conception. So we're going to go through some of the history of basketball before the NBA, aka the invention and stuff. We're going to tee it up that way. And then we're going to talk about the first 10 years or so in the NBA itself. It's going to be a lot of shouting out the early teams because there are some ridiculous, maybe not ridiculous, that's not the right word. There's some interesting team names and cities that you're just like, what was their plan there?
So people are going to get to hear our
the voice is coming out.
1900s accent.
What's with these names? Yeah, for sure.
So get ready.
Get ready for that. And then, we're kind of talking about all the first 10 years before. I didn't really know. I knew the Celtics were good from early on. But this is the time before the Celtics won like 8 or 9 championships in a row. So before their dominance. That's what we're talking about today.
Okay, interesting.
Yeah. So, Katie, do you want to tell us about the invention of basketball?
Yeah. And so actually, Matt and I got into a heated debate right before we hit record here.
As we usually do.
Matt, like he usually does, did all the research for this episode. And I was like, I don't think this is right. But let me tell you, listeners. So, invention of basketball, let's talk about what it is. It's a game of skill described in which balls must be thrown against a target woven from twigs. Mounted high on a pole in the middle of a large playing field, there is a small reward for the player if the target is being hit.
A small reward is hilarious.
Yeah, what is
so
this?
like a couple points.
Okay, yeah. Okay, so this is where the debate came in. The game of basketball, as it is known today, was created by Dr. James Naismith in December 1891 in Springfield, Massachusetts, to condition young athletes during cold months. So it was really kind of like a sport to tide people over until like the real sports.
That's what it sounds like. Yeah.
So Naismith, he was a physical education instructor at the YMCA International Training School, now known as Springfield College. Upon the request of his boss, Naismith was tasked to create an indoor sports game to help keep those athletes in shape. It consisted of peach baskets and a soccer-style ball. So I had always thought, I had heard that basketball was originated by farmers. And there's I think we were both right.
Yeah.
So Naismith, he grew up living on a farm. He was not a farmer by trade at this time because he was a physical education teacher. But yeah, so he was using peach baskets as like the baskets in basketball.
Yeah.
So a little farmer-esque vibe going on there. He divided his class of 18 into 2 teams of 9 players each and set about to teach them the basics of his new game. The objective of the game was to throw the basketball into the fruit baskets nailed to the lower railing of the gym balcony. Every time a point was scored, the game was halted so that the janitor could bring out a ladder and get that ball.
That sounds super annoying.
So, I wonder how much they were scoring.
There was no such thing as a swish back then.
After a while, I wonder how long, the bottoms of the fruit baskets were removed so that the janitor didn't have to come out.
Yeah.
First public basketball game was played in Springfield, Massachusetts on March 11th, 1892.
Yeah.
1892.
Totally. That's when James Naismith sailed the ocean blue.
No, it's not.
No, it's not. James Naismith grew up on a farm playing basketball. I thought of that when you were talking early on, so had
used a peach basket
to for the scores. Here comes the janitor. Climbing up the ladder every time a bonus scored. All right. Okay, so that's the invention, Katie, and excellent job.
Thank you.
Yeah. So now we're going to talk about the NBA's humble beginnings, right? So fast forward basically 50 or so years before this becomes like an attempt at one of the major sports. Okay. So before the NBA was known as the NBA, it was the BAA. And 1946 is when it all started. So
what's BAA stand for?
It might be a lifetime lookup. I think I wrote it down later, but I don't think I wrote it down there. So lifetime lookup with Katie.
Basketball Association of America.
Makes a lot of sense. So in this first inaugural season here, we are featuring the Boston Celtics, which I'm sure sounds familiar to everyone. The New York Knicks, the Philadelphia Warriors, the Providence Steamrollers,
yes,
the Toronto Huskies, the Washington Capitals, the Chicago Stags, the Cleveland Rebels, the Detroit Falcons, the Pittsburgh Ironmen, and the St. Louis Bombers.
Wow.
Yeah. The St. Louis Bombers are taking on the Cleveland Rebels. The match of the century.
It's funny that only some of those stuck
Yeah, I mean the Warriors are still a team, but they moved.
Yeah.
Knicks are obviously still a team. Boston Celtics and New York Knicks, I think, are the only ones that are like they stayed put. They stuck with their name.
Huh.
Kind of interesting. So
I can't imagine why.
yeah, so kind of fast forwarding to 1947. This is kind of, I think, when there was a first announced champion, right? So we still had Cleveland, we still had Detroit, we still had Pittsburgh. Toronto ended up folding. So you're going to hear a lot of that. A lot of teams. And I'll talk more about the why of the folding later.
Wait, what was a fold? Like folding?
You can't
folding
play
the
through the
cheese?
season, basically. Like, no, financially couldn't support the team anymore. So we'll talk more about that later on. But what did you say? Folding the cheese?
Yeah, that's a Schitt's Creek reference.
Okay. In 1947, we also added the Baltimore Bullets. And they came over from the ABL, which is tight. And in that championship, first crown champion in 1947, Philadelphia Warriors beat the Chicago Stags. And I just thought this was kind of funny in that first champion team. Not the tallest guy in the league, but the tallest guy on that Warriors roster was 6'7". So that'd be like a small forward at, in today's game.
6'7"?
6'7", yeah. 6'7". Oh, God, I can't believe I just said that.
Wait, that seems pretty tall.
Yeah, but it's not like our centers now are like 7 foot.
Oh, Jesus.
So, and that was Art Hillhouse. So shout out Art.
Shout out Art.
So now we're into the 1948 season. We got we're adding in the Fort Wayne Pistons, the Indianapolis Jets, the Minneapolis Lakers, question mark? Does that name sound familiar?
It does, man. Yeah.
The Rochester Royals, obviously, and they came over from the NBL. And in that championship that year, the Baltimore Bullets beat the Philadelphia Warriors. So sounds like Philly's pretty good to be in the championship back-to-back years, but the Baltimore Bullets took them down.
Do you know anything about like where they were playing these games?
I do. But I think we're going to talk about it in a little bit. Okay. But basically, no, we're going to talk about it a little bit. Let's tease the listener a little bit. They're probably on the edge of their seats like, where were these games? So do you want to talk about our first dog of this era?
Okay, sure. First dog that we're going to talk about is Joe Fulks. Do you think that's how you say his name?
Yeah, Fulks.
He was on the Philadelphia Warriors. People called him Jumpin' Joe. Jumpin' Joe.
Jumpin' Joe.
He was a pioneering basketball forward and one of the NBA's first superstars. He was credited with popularizing the jump shot.
Yeah,
so does that just mean like shooting while you're jumping?
I mean, every shot basically is a jump shot now. Like I think early on, it seemed like people would just kind of chuck it from a standstill, and so he was the first person to jump up, get some height, get some arc on her. I guess, yeah.
Well, good for him. So he led the Warriors to the 1947 BAA championship, and he was a prolific scorer, setting early league records before his tragic death in 1976. I think we talk about that in a second.
Do at the end. Yeah.
You have that highlighted in red.
At the end of Jumpin' Joe. It is sad, but let's talk about all the good things.
Okay, so the first star, as the premier scorer in the Basketball Association of America, which became the NBA, Fulks averaged 23.2 points per game in the 1946-47 season, more than 6 points higher than the next closest player. So that's a
lot, dude. These games were pretty low scoring. Yeah. So Jumpin' Joe was just putting up buckets.
Jumping around.
Yeah, jumping all around.
Jesus.
Yeah.
So, yeah, we talked about how he was among the first to utilize that jump shot.
He didn't invent it, though.
He did not
I want to be clear about that. No, he popularized it. Yep, Jumpin' Joe was among the first to utilize the jump shot.
Okay.
Yeah.
So he was actually a two-time All-Star, 4-time All-BAA NBA first-team selection, and he was inducted into the Naismith Memorial Basketball Hall of Fame in 1978. Is that just like the NBA
it's the Hall of Fame? Yeah, okay. But they call it Naismith after the guy who invented the game.
Cool. Yeah. Love that. In 1949, he scored a then-record 63 points in a single game. What's the record today?
It's 100. 100?
What?
Yeah, Wilt Chamberlain.
He scored 100 points in the game.
Yeah, this was before, yeah. It was early on. Wilt Chamberlain, I think it's 100 or like 10 something.
What was he doing?
He was getting buckets is what he was doing.
Like, isn't the average, I don't know, like...
So, okay.
Like, Giannis scores, like, I don't know, 40 on a really good night.
Yeah. Well, I mean, he can score like 50 or 60, but yeah.
100 points.
It's nuts.
Like, was there even another team there?
Bam Adebayo this year. Bam frickin' Bio scored a stupid amount of points this year. It was like 80-something.
What?
Yes. I swear this is going to be a live look up with Matt. While you get through the next sad part.
Okay.
God, dude. In our... When we continue to make profits, we're getting a Wi-Fi thing down here. It was 100 points because the last 20 seconds this was loaded. 100 points. Wilt Chamberlain holds the NBA record for highest single game scoring with 100 points, achieved on March 2nd, 1962. Yeah.
Jesus.
Okay, now I'm going to look up Bam Adebayo. Okay, keep going. Sorry.
Okay, well, so yeah, getting into the sad things. Well, he served in the military. So this is we did that episode about baseballers.
I want to do a little head nod to that.
Yeah, nodding to that. During World War II, he served in the Marines in the Pacific Theater, including on Iwo Jima. So thank you, Jumpin' Joe, for your service. So he died in a tragic fashion.
Yes.
After his basketball career, he worked in Kentucky. And he was actually killed in 1976 during an argument with his girlfriend's son.
Crazy.
Do you think he was shot?
He was shot. I looked into it.
Jesus.
So sad. Everything I was looking at when you look up this guy, it's like on his death. So I felt like it was necessary to mention.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So I think he was taken too soon.
1976.
But led an excellent basketball career. So shout out Jumpin' Joe, and just a little circle back on Bam Adebayo, 83 points. He scored 83 points in a game this year. Bam Adebayo.
Keep saying that name.
Well, because it's like, I think every NBA fan will be like, yeah, dude, everyone was like, what just happened? Because he averages 19 points a game, basically.
What did happen? He got
a butt ton of free throws. He passed, Kobe Bryant's 81-point game. So Bam Adebayo has the second most points in a single game behind only Wilt Chamberlain at 100 Smackerinos.
Wow.
Yep.
Crazy.
So that's Jumpin' Joe.
Joe.
Now we're in 1949, okay? So the Indianapolis Jets and the Providence Steamrollers folded, which is crazy. How cool would it be to still have a Providence team in the NBA?
Called the Steamrollers.
The Steamrollers are taking on the Indianapolis Jets. So now the BAA merged with the NBL to form the NBA.
Okay, we've never had an exclamation point in our outline here, but that apparently deserves the only exclamation point.
It's worthy. It's exciting.
Woo!
Yeah, merged with the NBL. That was definitely the headliner of the news at that time.
Yeah.
BAA merged with the NBL to form the NBA! Exclamation point.
Woo!
Woo! And now we have 3 divisions. Okay. There's the Western, there's the Central, there's the Eastern Division. This is where it gets insanity. Ready for these teams that are added?
I'm ready.
You can tell that they are no longer in existence. But the Anderson Packers.
Where is that?
I don't know. You lifetime look up with Katie.
Okay.
Denver Nuggets. So they still exist. The Sheboygan Redskins.
Wow.
Shout out to Sheboygan. That's
Just
a little bit north of Milwaukee.
40-minute
for
drive
those who don't
north
know.
of my house.
Yeah, so Redskins not totally appropriate name, but we got the Syracuse Nationals, the Tri-Cities Blackhawks, and the Waterloo Hawks, all joining from the NBL.
Bring them in.
And in that championship, the Minneapolis Lakers beat the Washington Capitals.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay, so 2 things. The Anderson Packers they're from Indiana. Anderson, Indiana.
Wow, interesting.
So I feel like there's a lot of Indiana teams.
Yeah.
What's going on in there?
I think there's there's a lot of basketballness to Indiana.
Yeah.
There is.
Yeah.
There is. And maybe that'll be a future Dogs episode.
Other question. So now did LA get the Minneapolis Lakers? Like, how does that
Correct, yeah. And so I literally write down, and yes, Katie, later on in the episode, the Minneapolis Lakers became the Los Angeles Lakers.
Okay.
So we'll do a head nod to that later.
And Denver kept the Nuggets.
Yeah, and Denver kept the Nuggets. I do think, well, we'll get there. So let's take a pause on our year by year, right? We're in 1949, okay? The 49 season just ended. Minneapolis Lakers beat the Washington Capitals, right? But for those who are like kind of have this, if you want a little mental image
I know I do.
of the early on games and characteristics, we're going to talk about that right now. So obviously, basically what I want people to get is that early basketball was characterized by low scores. There was no shot clock, so you could literally just freaking hold on to the ball, pass it to your buddy
my God.
for like an hour, So no shot clock. It was slower play, smaller players, and there was a lack of racial diversity. There were no African-American players until the 1950 and 1951 season, which really seems to be when the NBA got interesting. I don't know if there's a correlation there. But there definitely is.
So how long were these games going?
Yeah,
if
that's
there
a good
was
question.
No shot clock.
I don't know exactly.
And how were they so low scoring if people were having 100-point games?
So the 100-point game wasn't until the 60s.
Okay.
It was 1962.
Well, that one guy was getting 60 points. Jumpin' Joe. Yeah.
Oh, so,
okay.
So anyways, 1946, 1950, right? Humble beginnings. The league started with 11 teams. So that it was created to fill empty ice hockey arenas. So if you were asking yourself, like my sister, where were these games played? Ice hockey arenas.
Huh.
Yeah. So, but it was low scoring, slow pace without that 24-second shot clock, which was introduced in 1954, which we'll talk about more here in a minute. Teams often stalled, leading to incredibly low scoring game. The style of play, many players used two-handed set shots, and jump shots were not yet common other than Jumpin' Joe. Shout out Jumpin' Joe. There was a lot of financial struggle, right? So that folding of teams, that's where this come from. So many of the early franchises folded in the first few years.
Yeah, I wonder what like the fan base was like.
Yeah, I don't think there was much, truthfully. I think people were like really watching baseball.
Yeah.
America's pastime. Shout out baseball. So our first superstar that we're going to talk a lot about too was George Mikan of the Minneapolis Lakers. He was the first clear dominant player. So we'll talk about him a little bit more. We kind of talked about the segregation, right? So the league was entirely white until the early 1950s. So we'll talk about some of those few kind of barrier breakers, right? As well. And really the only key franchises that are still active, right, are the New York Knicks, Boston Celtics, and the Golden State Warriors, which at the time, they were the Philadelphia Warriors. Yeah, so the league struggled for popularity.
What about the Lakers?
Yeah. Yep. I think from that first season, right? The Lakers came in that second season. Yep. Good point, though.
Thank you.
Yeah.
And the Nuggets. Okay, so
but they came in a couple years later. I'm talking about the first season. Katie, the first season. So the league struggled for popularity, often losing to college basketball in popularity too, until the rule changes came into play. The shot clock and the arrival of some superstar helped to gain traction. So
interesting.
That's what was going on in those early seasons. All right. Yeah. Okay. Do you want to talk about the 1950 season, Katie?
Sure. So at this time, it was now known as the NBA.
There was a big contraction this year. We lost a lot of Larrys.
Oh, lost a lot of the teams?
Lost a lot of the teams.
Okay, so they lost the Stags, the Nuggets, the Bombers. Those all folded. And then the Anderson Packers, Sheboygan Redskins, and the Waterloo Hawks transferred to the NPBL.
Yeah.
So the Central Division was completely eliminated. The Minneapolis Lakers beat the Syracuse Nationals that year in the championship. Black players were officially allowed to play in the NBA at the start of the 1950 season. 3 key players broke that color barrier. Chuck Cooper, he was the first drafted. Nat Sweetwater Clifton, he was the first signed. And Earl Lloyd, he was the first to play in a game on October 31st, 1950.
Halloween. Spooky.
Context, while the league officially allowed black players in 1950, an informal quota system often limited teams to only 1 or 2 black players for over a decade.
Isn't that insane? How strange.
Yeah, silly. So as you can see, listeners, these early years, a lot of gaining and losing back and forth. Teams couldn't really get their fitting to make a profit off of this.
Off of the sport, yeah. Kind of crazy.
Mm-hmm.
So it's 1951 now. The Hawks relocate to Milwaukee, baby, where the Dogs podcasters sit. So the Tri-Cities, remember that team, the Tri-Cities Blackhawks, relocated to Milwaukee. We became the Milwaukee Hawks. And then in that championship, the old Rochester Royals beat the New York Knicks. So now you're gonna see this, right? At the end of 1951, we're gonna go on a little Minneapolis Lakers dominance run here. And yes, Katie, they are now known as the Los Angeles Lakers. I knew that question was gonna come up. Should have put it earlier. So the Los Angeles Lakers were originally the Minneapolis Lakers. The franchise was founded in 1947 in Minnesota, the land of 10,000 lakes. Before relocating to Los Angeles in 1960, the team kept its original name despite the move to California, retaining a legacy that included 5 championships in Minnesota, before adding 12 more in LA.
That's tight. I love that.
I like that they kept that.
Well, yeah, but I like that Minneapolis.
Yeah, was the team.
Well,
to beat.
and they picked the Lakers. Like,
yeah, it's
have
cool.
A lot of lakes. And does LA even have any lakes? I don't know, but they have the ocean.
I think they're all dried up. There's a thing. Doesn't Wisconsin have more lakes than Minnesota?
Oh,
I've always heard that beef.
Yeah, I think that is something.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll
live
look up.
Live lookups with Katie. So I'm going to start to talk about this Minneapolis Lakers run while you look up how many lakes Wisconsin has. The Lakers won 3 championships in a row from 1952 to 1954, 2 over the New York Knicks and 1 over the Syracuse Nationals. Okay. And during that era, we lost our Indianapolis Olympians. They folded. The Baltimore Bullets also folded. And they folded 14 games into the season, which is kind of crazy.
Wow.
Yeah.
I just couldn't hang on.
Matt. Yeah.
Whether Wisconsin has more lakes than Minnesota depends on the definition of a lake, actually. So Wisconsin has 15,074 lakes greater than 2.2 acres. While Minnesota traditionally lists 11,842 lakes larger than 10 acres.
Oh.
However, if Minnesota applied that same 2.2 acre threshold, it would have over 31,000 lakes. So they've got more.
They win. Minnesota wins again.
Fine.
Add it to the tally list.
Fine.
Yeah, Minnesota. Wow. Okay. So talking about why, so many teams folded early on, we kind of talked about this a little bit, but so primarily due to unstable financial losses, high travel costs, right? Poor attendance, lack of, any national television revenue. So in the 1940s and 50s, many teams lasted only one season, often due to small market sizes, which, Waterloo and Sheboygan figure like we could have, understood that before it happened, but and poor team performance too. So by the 1970s and early 80s, there's high competition from the ABA for players and fans. So this might be another Dogs episode one day, but the ABA and NBA were kind of like button heads, and a lot of the ABA teams ended up, becoming a part of the NBA. So probably that's another dog for another day. But for players and fans, along with rising costs, further strained teams, leaving many of these teams on the brink of bankruptcy, basically. Yeah.
Interesting.
So Do you want to talk about our second dog too?
Sure, I can talk about him.
Yeah. So our unstoppable Minneapolis Lakers years was led by
George Mikan.
Yeah.
Mikan.
I wrote down my
Thank you.
can.
I was
Yeah.
like, what? Why did you write
I
my
feel like-
can? And I was like, maybe that's like a cool way to
That's
say like my guy.
No, not my can. No. I feel like we should get a little bit better at the phonetic stuff.
We should.
Because I think we usually just shoot a shot in the dark
Yeah,
and
we're
hope
trying
it's right.
to be better.
Yeah, we're trying to be better.
So Georgie, he was the first true superstar and dominant big man. He was 6'10".
Yeah.
He was a Hall of Fame center. He was ambidextrous with his hook shot. He forced major rule changes, including the widening of the foul lane and the introduction of the shot clock. More info coming on that shortly. I know we gave a little teaser to that earlier.
Can I say this part?
Sure. Yeah, go.
Because I say this line all the time. It's from The Office. He literally changed the game so that the game can never be played the same again.
Good job, Georgie. He won 7 pro championships in 9 seasons across the NBL, BAA, and NBA. He had cute little glasses.
He did.
Oh, like little goggles, like
Grandpa Norm's glasses. They
yeah.
were like thick, but
Yeah.
it didn't look goggly to me. Like it looked like just
Okay, I'm gonna have to
regular
look that
glasses. Yeah.
up. He was the first player to score 10,000 points as a 3-time NBA scoring champ. He was named the first 4 NBA All-Star teams, a 6-time All-NBA first-team selection, and he was voted the greatest basketball player of the first half of the 20th century by the Associated Press in 1950. I feel like that's pretty meaningful.
Yeah, that's huge, man. He was the face.
He was the face. He was known as Mr. Basketball. He was nicknamed for his immense impact on the game. Mikan was inducted into the Naismith Memorial Basketball Hall of Fame in 1959. Post-playing career, he served as the first commissioner of the ABA and was instrumental in bringing the Timberwolves to Minnesota.
Yeah.
I wonder why he was so passionate about it.
Well, I think he's a Minnesota Larry, right? He's a Minneapolis Laker. So once the Lakers left to LA, probably wanted the team.
Cool, good. Unstoppable force. In 1948, he scored 53 points in a single game, which matched the entire score of the opposing team in that game. It was 53 to 53.
Well, he scored 53 points and the other team scored 53.
Oh,
I think
he didn't score all the points for his team that day.
I think some other people got some buckets. Yeah.
So his name is all over the first part of those NBA BAA stat pages that you look at.
That I look at,
Mm-hmm.
when I go to the bathroom. All right. So remember, we left off in 1954. The NBA originally inducted the 24-second shot clock on April 22nd. So in 10 days, we can celebrate that moment. In 1954. It was implemented before the 1954 and 55 season, and it was invented by the Syracuse Nationals owner, Danny. Matt didn't write down the phonetic part.
I'm going to guess Biasone.
Biasone?
Well, I don't know.
No, that could be right.
Let me
Okay, you look it up. Live time lookups with Katie. So Danny, the clock was created to end stalling tactics, obviously speed up the game and increase scoring, which effectively saved the league.
Thank God.
Danny saving the league with the 24-second shot clock. Okay? So let's talk about this whole issue, right? You got it?
Biasone.
Danny Biasone of the Syracuse Nationals, okay? He was the owner. Remember that.
Okay.
Keep that in mind because we're going to talk about that again in a second. So the problem before 1954, teams would hold the ball for long periods, leading to incredibly low scoring game. There was a game in 1950 that the final score was 19-18.
I would have died
That would have
watching that game.
sucked. Yeah. And
It's
imagine
horrendous.
earlier on, 50 years before, the janitor would have had to go up there 37 times to get that freaking ball down from the peach basket.
Wow.
So the calculation in Biassone's head, he calculated that to have 120 shots in a 48-minute game, a 24-second timer was ideal.
Love that math.
Yeah, so there was immediate impact in the first season with the clock in 1954-55. Team scores rose from 79.5 points per game to 93.1 points per game. So the adoption, the rule was voted in on April 22nd, 1954, and the first was used in the 1954-55 season. Okay?
Cool.
Okay.
Cool.
So remember that Syracuse Nationals owner, Danny Biassone, implemented that shot clock. So it's 1955 now. Okay.
Okay.
Sad thing. Our Milwaukee Hawks relocated to St. Louis and became the St. Louis Hawks. But you know what's funny, Katie?
What?
In that next season, 1955, the Syracuse Nationals won the championship over the Fort Wayne Pistons. So the owner who implemented that shot clock won the next season after. Coincidence? And there's our longest pause.
Wait, okay. Wait, so why is that related to St.
Because
Louis?
it's not related to St. Louis. What it's related to is Danny Biassone, the owner of the Syracuse Nationals who implemented the shot clock, won the following season's championship.
Yeah. So what does that have to do with the
It
Milwaukee
has nothing
Hawks?
to do with the Milwaukee Hawks. I'm just saying we live in Milwaukee, and it's sad that our team relocated to St. Louis. So basically, that happened, and the next thing that I'm saying, totally separate thing.
Okay. Wow. Yeah. Crazy coincidence.
Coincidence? I think not. I think not, Danny.
Oh, Danny.
So do you want to talk about our third and final dog of the episode?
Sure. So, Matt, how the frick do you say this name?
Well, it's definitely
Dolph Shays.
Yeah.
Dolph Shays of the Syracuse Nationals. This guy was a pioneering NBA superstar, renowned as a 12-time all-star forward center who led the Syracuse Nationals to the 1955 NBA championship.
It's Dolph Shays.
That's what I said.
I know.
Okay. Dolph Shays, he was known at the time as the Rainbow Kid for his high-arching shot. He was a dominant scorer and rebounder who played 15 seasons, Matt, 1948 to 1964. He was named to the NBA 75th anniversary team, which was he was inducted into the Hall of Fame in 1973.
Yeah, baby.
What's the NBA 75th anniversary team?
They do that. I don't know how
Every
often, but
25
they're
years.
like, here's top players from the last 75 years.
Okay,
you
and
know?
they don't play together.
I think Giannis was on the NBA 75th anniversary team.
Oh.
Or top 75. There was a thing. They did recently, and Giannis was a part of it.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
He was known for his durability and scoring. Upon retirement, Shays was the NBA's all-time leading scorer with 19,249 points, and he held that record for games played of 1,059 games played. He was the first modern forward. He was standing at 6'8" tall. He combined inside toughness with an accurate outside set shot. What is that?
I don't think the 3-point existed yet, so I think he was shooting deep, but I guess they called it the outside set shot rather than a 3-pointer.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, so that forced defenders to guard him across the entire court.
Yeah, baby.
Huh, cool. He led the Syracuse Nationals, now the Philadelphia 76ers, to 15 straight playoff appearances. What a guy.
Yeah.
In 1953, he broke his shooting arm. He played the season in a cast, and he learned to shoot with his left hand, and he still, Matt, made the All-Star team that year.
Crazy.
He was named to the All NBA team 12 times, 6 times on the first team. And he also did a little dabbling in coaching, Matt.
Yeah.
After retiring as a player, he coached the 76ers and won NBA Coach of the Year in 1966. What a guy.
Beautiful.
Dolph.
Rhymes with golf.
That it does.
Shout out the Masters today.
Shout out to the Masters, yeah.
Yeah, I looked up phonetically how to say it just to double check, and that we were saying shays instead of skays or whatever.
Yeah.
And it says Dolph, rhymes with golf. Thanks, Google.
I mean, yeah. It's spelled DOLPH, which is like the first part of dolphin.
Totally. Yeah.
Okay.
Wait,
on.
is DOLPH the first part of dolphin? Can you let's do a lifetime look of Katie. Can you make sure that's right?
Confirmed.
All right, so 1956 it is. We're just doing a couple tidbits here because I didn't find these couple years quite as exciting. But the Philadelphia Warriors beat the Fort Wayne Pistons in 1956. And then in 1957, the Fort Wayne Pistons relocated to Detroit. Obviously.
Detroit Pistons. Yeah.
So they found their home, and the Rochester Royals relocated to Cincinnati. And this is kind of the start.
Wait, I have a dumb question.
Yeah.
The Cincinnati Royals don't exist, right?
No. There's no Cincinnati basketball team.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you. It's just the Cleveland Cavs.
Cleveland Cavaliers. Is there another one?
In Ohio?
Yeah. You got to say. Why can't I think of that? Yeah, it's got to be, right? Okay. And in that season, this is kind of the start of the Boston Celtics just taking over. The Boston Celtics beat the St. Louis Hawks, formerly known as the Milwaukee Hawks, in the championship. So I do want to say the Boston Celtics won that championship, and then I lost the next one, and then they went on that tear. So, yeah. So let's summarize this, okay? In our NBA era, early era, the first 10 years of the NBA, 1946, 1956, starting as the BAA, right? Before merging with the NBL in 1949. It's really defined by the Minneapolis Lakers' early dynasty, right? It's defined by intense financial instability. It is defined by that 1954 introduction of the shot clock, defined by George Mikan dominating in the early years, and 1950 marking that league's integration, right? So some other key aspects, right? It's the foundation and the merger, right? The BAA merging with the NBL, and also, kind of just original teams and expansion, right? While the NBA grew, many teams folded in the early years, but the Celtics, Warriors, and Knicks have lasted to today. You want to rattle back and forth on some of these other dogs that deserve a shout out from this era?
Sure.
Why are you smiling? What do you got over there?
Should we call them pups?
I forgot that I wrote that. Yeah, some other dogs
okay,
that we'll call pups.
Era
Should
pups.
we do this whole thing in our accent?
Okay, yeah.
Okay,
you start it.
I didn't write down the phonetic. What do we think? Cousy?
Yeah.
Bob Cousy of the Boston Celtics, known as the Houdini of the hardwood. Cousy was the premier point guard of the 1950s, winning his first MVP in the 1956 and 57 season.
Bob Pettit of Milwaukee St. Louis Hawks.
You're kind of going into an English accent.
Okay, let me restart.
Yeah.
Bob Pettit
There you go.
of the Milwaukee and St. Louis Hawks. He joined the league in 1954, winning MVP in 1955 to 56 and bringing intense scoring and rebounding to the forward position, winning the 1958 title shortly after this period.
Bill Sharman of the Boston Celtics. He was a teammate of Cousy.
Now you're talking in a British accent.
He was considered the premier shooting guard of the decade and an elite free throw shooter.
Paul Ireson of the Philadelphia Warriors. He was a 2-time scoring champion.
We are off the rails.
In 1952 and 1956, who perfected the jump shot, helping the Warriors win that 1956 title.
Neil Johnston of the Philadelphia Warriors. He was a center who won 3 consecutive scoring titles, 1953 to 1954 to 1955, and a championship in 1956.
Last but not least, Ed Macaulay of the Boston Celtics and St. Louis Hawks. He was a skilled and center forward. Easy Ed was his name. 7-time All-Star and key player in the 1950s before being traded for the draft pick that became Bill Russell.
That's a big name right there.
Who is he?
You don't know Bill Russell? He is like Mr. NBA, man.
Okay.
So that's the early days. Yeah, that was actually.
I got kind of dizzy.
Kudos to every actor in the world, because I feel like I went from 1940s to English to just strange.
Sorry you guys had to listen to that.
Yeah, so that's the early days of the NBA. We might as well call it the dog days.
Okay.
Get it?
Yeah.
Call to the pin.
Well, Nat, here's what I learned. Thank God for Danny Biasone for inventing that frickin' shot clock.
Totally.
I can't believe it took that long. Am I
feel
still
like you're
talking?
still talking. I can't believe it took that long.
Yeah, so my call to the bullpen, thank you, Danny. I like you.
Shout out Danny, for sure.
What's your call to the bullpen?
My call to the pen is, I think, just the financial instability early on. I don't know.
Do you think other sporting
other
leagues
leagues
have that issue?
I do. I mean, I feel like if you look
but it
back,
seemed really bad with these.
it
guys.
seemed really bad. Yeah. I mean, I feel like maybe I think it was a sport struggling to find its footing, coinciding with maybe people just picking bad markets,
Yeah, it was just these guys who just picked their hometown.
Hey, maybe let's pick a super growing city Chicago over Waterloo.
Maybe at the time Waterloo was really up and coming.
No, and that's valid. Totally. Yeah. But let's go with Sheboygan. Let's build a team in Sheboygan. Let's build a team in Anderson.
Okay, yeah, I don't know about Anderson.
Yeah, so I think that's my takeaway. It was crazy, I pictured looking back at this and being oh, there's the Bucks, oh, there's the Bulls, but it's no, dude,
no, dude, there's the Waterloo witches or whatever they were.
I don't think they were the witches. So yeah, that's my call to the pen.
Nice.
I think it's time for everybody's favorite segment.
Wah, wah, wah.
Big Dogs of the Week.
Wah, wah, wah. Matt, you go first because it's basketball.
Yeah, let me just, we're going to go back to kind of our first episode right here. I'm doing a little,
send it back.
Little nod for those who maybe haven't listened, but it's our most listened to episode, so I'm assuming everyone's listened in the world. We talked about Thanasis Antetokounmpo, right? Giannis's brother, kind of being a dog. And Tuesday night on March 31st, so a couple weeks ago, marked an NBA first as Alex Antetokounmpo made his debut with the Milwaukee Bucks, joining his brothers Giannis and Thanasis Antetokounmpo on the active roster. So he signed a two-way contract last fall, but he made his appearance in the NBA. And so he made the Antetokounmpo brothers the first sibling trio to play on the same NBA team simultaneously. So shout out MSN.com for this article as well. But so Alex got to take the court, which was a historic moment. And he scored his first NBA points, all three from the free throw line, but he did score. And Giannis said, in quotes, "I can retire now," now that his brother stepped on the court. So it's been cool, though, because over the last, I mean, this was obviously a couple weeks ago, but over the last couple weeks, he's gotten some minutes, made some buckets. Yeah, he's playing, I mean, maybe not totally meaningful minutes, but it's cool. I mean, the Bucks have had kind of what's I would say sad season. Giannis has been injured, and we just did not. We didn't make the playoffs for the first time in a while. But this was kind of a cool moment, and I think everyone can say what they want to about whatever you want to say, nepotism or whatever. But I think it's super cool.
I love it.
That Alex is out there.
Give the boy a chance.
And it's like, you got to watch some of the videos. That's all I'll tell the people. Like, I mean, just seeing Giannis's smile from the sideline, and Thanasis too. They're both like pumped for their brother.
The butterflies.
Yeah, and there was a moment, maybe not from this first game, but Alex passed it to Thanasis, and Thanasis threw it down, and Giannis on the sideline like freaking out. It was cool, man. They're just lovable guys. So
yeah.
Alex is my big dog of the week, and a little head nod to our first episode
job,
here
Alex.
with the Dogs podcast. Katie, who do you got?
So Matt, you had a historic moment. I've got a historic moment too.
Beautiful.
I don't think we've covered this. Well, I don't know. Matt, my big dog of the week is named Gout Gout. Remember this name, Matt, because he may just be the next Usain Bolt, Matt.
Okay.
I think he's 18. Yeah, he's 18.
Wow.
He set a new Australian national record for 200 meters with a 19.67 second run at Sunday's national championships, eclipsing Usain Bolt's time at the same age.
Wow.
So the 18-year-old's time is the fastest in the world this year and marks the first time he ran under the 20-second mark legally after his wind-assisted 19.84 second run at the same event in 2025. His time would have ranked him third in the 2024 Paris Olympics.
Wow.
So, and this guy's 18.
Yeah, Gout Gout.
Gout Gout, buddy. Gout Gout. Yeah, so he's a guy to watch. Australian, little nice guy. He said he's ready for more. This is just the beginning.
That's beautiful.
So I'm excited for him.
Yeah, me too, man. Good dog of the week. Yeah.
Thanks.
I think I feel like we're due for a running episode.
Yeah, we should rip a running episode.
Those, some of you might know, but I had a podcast before this podcast, all centered around running.
Uh-huh.
If you're ever interested in that, go listen to the 717. We're on sabbatical with that. I'm focused on this podcast. So.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Shout out Gout Gout.
Yeah.
It's an easy name to remember.
Is it?
I mean, Gout Gout? Yeah. I think I'm going to remember that for sure.
Okay, yeah, I guess I will too.
That's like Bol Bol. Do you know Bol Bol?
No.
Manute Bol's son.
His name is Bol Bol.
His name is Bol Bol. Bolbol. Gout Gout.
Okay.
Cool. So that was Big Dogs of the Week. So this was a fun episode, Katie.
Yeah, this was. I love these episodes.
Another Eras episode. I think our second Eras episode in the books. This was fun. Hey, this was your idea.
It was my idea.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Good pick. Early NBA.
My idea. I did not do a shred of research.
That's okay. Yeah, I had actually. It felt like I was in college again. It was like I had worked all day, and then I was on my laptop for 4 hours into the late night. No, it was kind of fun.
You were kind of on a deadline.
I thought we were recording on Friday.
I know. Sorry.
It's fine. My co-host is just really hard to.
I'm hard to book.
You are, dude. You are. So, anyways, what do we got? Anything else?
My ask to you, listeners, if you haven't yet, take a look at our merch store. We got the link on our
Insta.
I think it might be included in the description of our. I don't know. But find the link on Insta. We got some nice little items in there, and we're gonna be dropping more as the time comes.
More to come. Mother's Day drops are coming. Apparently,
Mother's Day drops are coming. Get ready.
Yeah, so moms.
Get ready, moms.
Yeah. It's going to be, I'm sure that everyone's moms are itching for.
Well, I don't know.
Our mom is.
But don't buy one, Mom, because
we're getting it for you. Do not buy it. Yeah.
What's the next holiday?
I mean, what's that one holiday? I always get Memorial Day and Labor Day mixed up.
Oh,
Memorial Day.
Yeah, Memorial Day.
Yeah. I don't know if we'll do merch for that. Oh, will we?
No. Okay, Mother's Day is May 10th, and Memorial Day is May 25th. So Mother's Day is the next one.
Yeah.
Wow, I gotta get on that.
You know, May 10th is my vegiversary.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay, we'll give you a little shout out on that episode.
So not now. That's okay.
I
guess I haven't made it yet.
No.
All right. Well, we're rambling.
Time to go. Love you guys.
Love you guys. Thanks for listening to our second Eras episode.
Over and out.
The Dow.